Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first Octopunk Weekly update of 2022, the first stream of 2022. It is so good to be back, not only streaming, not only with you guys, but also on Twitch in general. And choo-choo for that hype train that's already at level 3. I want to give some shout-outs to some of y'all who have some absolutely massive amounts of months collected here. We got Eccentric Giraffe resubscribing for 31 months. That's almost 3 years, gee, holy crap. We've got the High Warlock of Innsbruck resubscribing for 28 months. Timmy Silver for 7 months. Thank you, Anonymous Gifter, who gave out a community gift sub. We've got Sir Leon's for 20 months. 5-Foot Jewish Cactus for 21 months. Super Silly Pants for 20 months. Warden Mages for 23 months. Deviant Badger for 20 months. Bakasara for 19 months. And of course, my mother, my number one fan, for 29 months. And I just lost my stream manager, so that's fun. Thank you, Twitch. You just died. Hopefully, I didn't just die. The entire screen went white. Hopefully, that wasn't a blink in my internet, and I'm actually still here. Okay. Tell me if it's terrible. Yeah, we're at level 4 hype train. Dom Larry's for 21 months. Piccalilly, thank you for the gift sub. I'm fine. Okay, great. Twitch just decided, I'm starting to realize why I left Twitch. Well, we've been on YouTube since September, and so we didn't really go anywhere, but we went over to the side, but now we're back around. Back on Twitch just for it to break, you know? I did 720p for my stream and everything, just to make sure that y'all could watch this and that this wouldn't break, but at least it only broke for me. Yes, Twitch can't handle the hype. Well, we got a lot to be hype about today. We have, first off, I want to mention all of you who are subscribing, check out the new emotes. We've got 4 new emotes for you to use. Twitch did this in our absence. We've upgraded to 9 emotes for subscribers. We've got the Begin Again, Detroit Reawakening emote, the Water for Brain, Hydrate emote. We've got the Love Well, Don't Kill. I figured I needed a heart emote, so that one works well. And then we've got the Livescream Bloody Game Controller emote. Look at him in the chat. There you go. There's all of them. And of course, you still have your original 5 emotes that were there before for all subscribers. So that's a little nice extra thing for everybody who's coming in to resub today, is you get almost double the emotes. I love the brain one too, Ord Mages. That one's one of my favorites. It also really does work great as a hydrate emote. I love how organic these things sort of happen. You know, if I sit down and try to brainstorm things like that, it never works. But incidentally, I was like, I should use this as my hydrate emote. If you want to yell drink water at me, then you can just spam me with brain emotes. That also works. But yeah, we have a lot of really cool stuff to talk about today. I'm going to give you an update on Patreon for January, a big package on Livescreamers, kind of where that project is, what it's going to be about, what the plans are for it. I've been sitting on stuff with that for a while now, and I'll tell that whole story. Well, not all of it, because some of it's probably confidential, but I'll tell what I can about it and give you a really clear perspective on where we're going from here, as well as a new still from Detroit Reawakening. Yet another image that you've never seen before from DRA, information on the showcase that's coming up at the end of the month or at the beginning of next month, and other stuff too. So let's just get to it. First, I want to mention some rewards for Detroit Reawakening's Indiegogo patrons. I'm still making my way through shoutouts. Unfortunately, the way Twitter does threads now is super annoying, so I'm trying to avoid spamming everybody, and I'm kind of rationing the number of times that I do them on Twitter, even though I have it threaded. I also am occasionally doing them over on my Instagram, so follow my Instagram stories if you gave me your Instagram information for a shoutout. I will tag everybody who I'm doing on Instagram as well, so you should get a notification if you're tagged in it. But yeah, that's basically where there's going to be happening. I have a few that I need to get to on Tumblr as well. I haven't started the Tumblr ones yet. I think I'm going to start those this week, so if you gave me Tumblr information for a shout out, those should be starting this week. I fulfilled one of my fan cam obligations for the giveaway that we did on the DRA stream. I fulfilled Ian's. I still need to do shinies, and I still need to do pumpkin tigers. So if you two, you're waiting on fan cams from me. Those will be coming soon. And then we've got some other things, other rewards and stuff that will come before the release of DRA. And, I'll get to them when I get to them. It's going to be a busy couple of months. I'm already sort of playing catch up because of the last couple of weeks. So, yeah. Welcome, AIM, by the way. Hello. And thank you, Super Silly Pants, for the gift subs. Keeping that top gift right there. You can see Super Silly Pants' name. Still the champion for the top gifts. Thank you, Ty the Sad Envy, for subscribing with Prime, and thank you, Piccalilly, for the gift sub as well. Oh, we hit level 5 hype train. I think we maxed out the hype train. I'm seeing a lot of yelling about the hype in the chat. I think it's over. Level 4 is complete. Maybe there's one more level. We'll see if we make it. Thank you all for contributing to the hype train, and thank you for coming today, even if you're just hanging out in the chat, even if you're just lurking. We appreciate you as well. And as for Patreon, so this week on Patreon, this month on Patreon, we got a lot of cool stuff coming up, and I'll get to some of that. But I figured since I'm going back to Octopunk Weekly Update, I can kind of give you a week-by-week perspective on what's going to happen on Patreon. And this week for the $1 patrons, we've got some Detroit Reawakening behind-the-scenes pics, more of those that have never been seen before. And we got our first $5 live stream of the month. I'm going to be doing a live visual effects stream for Detroit Reawakening, so I'll be opening After Effects. I finished the rough cut for Detroit Reawakening yesterday, actually. So I'll be hoping to reach picture lock and start on the VFX this week. So I'll take you into my first dive into the VFX, doing those LED effects on 9s, and some other things as well might come up, coming on Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern. So if you're interested at all in seeing a little bit more of Detroit Reawakening, as well as getting a dive into the visual effects, you can join us at patreon.com/Octopunk Media at the $5 level. You'll be entitled to all of those behind-the-scenes pics all through the month, as well as 2 live streams. The other live stream this month is going to be Livescreamers themed, but we'll get to that when we get to it. As far as other things that are coming this month, $10 patrons can expect a sticker. This month, I realized I've never done a Livescream Iggy before. So I put the Livescream design onto Iggy here, and so that'll be our sticker of the month for all $10 patrons. And then $10 patrons will also get a postcard of the month. This one's going to be from Maddie Casto, and if you've seen Fame Fatale, you can see pretty immediately who she plays and what she is known for. Maddie Casto played Amber, the pink-wigged bitch in Fame Fatale. But in real life, she's an absolutely lovely woman, and she'll be signing all of these autographs for $10 patrons, all these postcards for y'all as well. Oh, one Michael has been summoned. What Michael do we have in the chat today? I gotta look at my VIP tags. That's the only way I can search my chat. Is it one without? Is it always Michael Whaley? Oh, he doesn't have a VIP tag. Yeah, I need to fix that, Whaley. I need to get you in with the VIP. You and Rune both. Because I know Michael Smallwood's a VIP. But I need to give Whaley. Maybe a mod can do it. I remember back in the day you could only do it if you had well, maybe I can do it from here. Nah, I have to be offline to do it. Remind me later, Whaley. We'll get you in for VIP. Also, lots of first-time chats today. Welcome, Haruko. And thank you, Josephine, for resubscribing. Welcome back to Twitch. Let's see. We also had Little Frog Boy. Welcome for the first time. And Shezher the Cat. Welcome for the first time, too. It's nice to have some new faces in the chat. You're a VIP in our heart, Whaley. There's Smallwood. Oh, there he is. Oh, a second Michael appears. VIP Michael is now in the chat. Watch VIP Michael on Righteous Gemstones Season 2, now on HBO Max. Premiered last night. He's the cowboy in it. He looks very cute. And welcome Hypnotic Tree for the first time, too. Waves. So yeah, if you want any of those Patreon rewards, you can check out patreon.com/Octopunk Media. We got some cool stuff going all night long, all month long, all night long too, depending on your time zone, I guess, all month long for Detroit Reawakening, Livescreamers, and other stuff. Speaking of Livescreamers, okay, so what do we have coming for Livescreamers? For those who don't know, Livescreamers is the next feature film from Octopunk. This is going to be our next full-length feature. It is an original feature. It is the sequel to my first feature, Livescream. If you haven't seen Livescream yet, you can check it out on Blu-ray in the Etsy store. I'll ship anywhere in the world. If you are in North America, you can find it on Amazon. It's like 99 cents to rent now. It's really cheap to rent. And if you're international, you can find links on Vimeo to rent it. I think it's like $4.99. So anywhere outside of the United States or North America, you can find on there. But I will say, Livescreamers, you don't have to have seen the first movie. It is an indirect sequel to Livescream. It doesn't really involve the same characters or anything like that, and it is a new concept. Whereas the original Livescream followed a single Twitch streamer, and his lovely chat. Greg, welcome. Livescreamers. On Twitch, everyone can hear you scream. I missed the opportunity to make that my tagline. Instead, it's play together, die together, because the original Livescream was play or die. And Livescreamers is basically Livescream, but multiplayer, so it's play together, die together. It is a horror film, a found footage horror film, that still takes place on a live stream where a bunch of gamers are playing a multiplayer game together, and then the game starts killing them one by one. As Whaley says, you should see it because he's in it, much to his lament, because he really wanted to be in the sequel, but he already died in the first one, so I cannot cast him again in Livescreamers. Everybody who canonically died in Livescream cannot be in the sequel. But it is a very exciting project. Everybody's just trolling me now. All these Michaels. Michael Smallwood Forever says it's not a sequel to Livescream, but it is a sequel to The Room. Hey, don't joke. I have an interview with Greg Sestero's friend on Wednesday. Thank you very much. He's presenting me to his class of people who have seen the film. I'm very excited, actually, to talk to him about that. So Livescreamers is going to be our next feature. It's going to be my next major film, my next directorial effort. It was my next script. It is a script by me, directed by me, and there's going to be a lot more information about it coming in the following month. But for now, I can share with you this. I'm gonna need that hydrate emote. Unfortunately, my water bottle here is empty. I don't have any water. I'm just going to have frog throat, I guess. Unless I get up and go get it, which I won't. So a little bit about Livescreamers. As I said, this is a multiplayer experience. It is a film, but it's about a multiplayer gaming team. And funny enough, it's not really about Twitch. It's more about YouTube because it's not a live stream. It is a recorded Let's Play, is the conceit of the film. And in the film, the Janus Gaming team has made their mark on YouTube with a group of 9 diverse gamers and millions of rabid fans. Some of them love fame, some of them hate it, a few of them fear it, but all of them need it. While recording a playthrough of a new horror game, they are quickly thrown into an inescapable haunt as the game begins killing them one by one. Their only salvation lies in working together to escape the game's surreal haunted castle. But as much as the game works to slaughter them, it also plays mind games and reveals secrets that might tear them apart before they get out. Inspired by films like Host, Stay Alive, and Bo Burnham's Make Happy, yes, Bo Burnham is a big inspiration on this because it's just that nihilistic, and featuring game design inspired by Resident Evil, Outlast, Until Dawn, and Dead by Daylight, Livescreamers is a screen capture, found footage slasher, and direct sequel to Livescream. So if any of that sounds like fun to you, just stay tuned because we've got more. The overall themes of this movie, what I wanted to make this movie about, was about parasocial relationships and about the relationship between an audience and their creators. I think overall the theme is kind of that living for an audience will turn you into a monster. All of the characters in this film are very complex. They are in equal measure good people and flawed people, and you'll find that out as you watch. But overall, the situation that they're put into proves that solidarity and teamwork are the only escapes from systems designed to kill you. Which certainly is a bigger message than just video games. Oh, I love seeing those Livescream emotes in the chat. Thank you, Timmy Silver. Yeah, if you like Bo Burnham, I think that you'll like this because it is, if you've seen his Make Happy special, if you're familiar with any of his work about the relationship that he has with his audience, that was a heavy inspiration in what the film kind of explores. In terms of the actual gameplay of the movie, because part of it will be capturing these webcams of these live actor performances, but I have to build an actual game for it, much like I did for the original Livescream. I have to build this fake game that's killing all of these characters, and I'll be utilizing Unreal Engine 5 for this, assuming it comes out by then. I might be utilizing Unreal Engine 4, but I will be utilizing their new Metahuman Creator, which is super fun. And if you want a sneak peek of me building some of our cast in the Metahuman Creator and making lifelike 3D models of them, you can join me on our second Patreon stream, which will be later this month, because that's going to be what I do on Patreon for $5 members later in the month once I have all of my cast. Warren says, I'm really hyped for the Metahuman plugin. It is absolutely incredible. What I've managed to do so far with it is, for lack of a better word, unreal. Even though it is limited in some aspects, I have been able to make some pretty photorealistic representations of some of the folks that I already have cast, because I do have about 5 out of the 9 cast members locked down by now. And I'm searching for, I'm doing callbacks for the other 4 this week, so I will have that information pretty soon. But I also, I'm going to be outsourcing a combination of professional commissions and purchased assets from the Unreal Marketplace in order to build the rest of it. So this was actually, again, what I used for the original Livescream. So I'm no stranger to the Unreal Engine. I've already done this. But this will look a little bit more complicated. It is a multiplayer experience, so it's going to require a lot of extra finagling, a lot of extra POV recordings from all the different characters, a lot of different sets. And I also want to make it look prettier, so I'll be doing some more lighting and that sort of things. And I'm also giving myself more time to work on it, whereas Livescream, I gave myself 3 weeks to build all of the games in Unreal. This time I'm giving myself like 5 months. So I should actually have a much prettier set design in the end. And then ultimately, my plan for it is this. We're going to be crowdfunding this film next month, February 2022. I'm going to have a lot more information on that coming throughout January. Basically, every OpWoo this month, I'm going to be giving you more information about Livescreamers, more information about what this crowdfunding campaign is going to look like, our goals, our stretch goals, all of the different perks. And I'll also be giving you information on our launch day live stream. Whenever we launch the Indiegogo, I'll be doing a multi-hour long live stream, much like we did with Detroit Reawakening, where we'll be doing some, perk giveaways and that sort of thing if we meet goals on the stream. I'm really excited to pull that together. I'll introduce you to the new cast members and that sort of thing, and try to have them on the stream too, so that we can get everybody acquainted and do some Q&As and stuff. Little Frog Boy asks, are auditions still open? Not really. We're basically, I got like 5,000 submissions for this film. I wasn't even able to get through all of the submissions that I did get. And I kind of narrowed it down to who I wanted to audition, and now we're in the callback stage. So pretty much anybody who was going to get an audition has gotten one, assuming that we don't need to open them again for any reason. 5,000. It was literally too much to go through. But we had a really interested talent pool. Backstage decided to make us a staff pick, and that gave us a lot of entries. So we're going to be crowdfunding in February 2022 with a shoot planned for April 2022. So this film is going to be done very, very soon. It's going to be done this year, and I hope to premiere it on the festival circuit in the fall. So when I said 2022 last year when I announced it, we are still on track to release this film in 2022. Now, I don't know if it'll be released to y'all in 2022 in terms of VOD and Blu-ray and wide distribution, but at the very least we should be able to do some festival premieres and screenings and that sort of thing, and have a distribution plan in place by the end of the year. Will seems surprised that I did Livescream in 3 weeks. Yes, I actually did the entire film from script to completion in 8. I wrote the script the week after Christmas, and I submitted it to the first festival on Valentine's Day. So it was a very fast process, the first film. So me doing this film in 6 months, it's a more ambitious film, but it should put it into perspective that I am giving myself more time. And I also have, I wrote the script back in October. It's gone through multiple revisions. It gets better and better every time I revise it. And as I cast and as I continue to get input from the other actors about what they want to bring to the character, and as I see their performances and what they can kind of bring to the characters that I didn't think of, it's really shaping up to be a very, very good story. In terms of the crowdfunding, like I said, I'm going to have more information on the goals and everything. But I will say that this film's overall budget will be half collected through private investments. So I already have a few people who have reached out to me about investing in the film because this is an original film. It's going to get a distribution deal. It's going to, in theory, profit. We're going to sell the film, down the line. This is a film that is actually, a money-making opportunity. So there are a few of you that I already kind of have shortlisted based on your previous contributions to Octopunk projects, particularly stuff that goes beyond, our Detroit films. And I may be reaching out to you this week with more information about that. If you aren't interested, if you can't contribute, no problem. Don't feel any pressure to respond to me. It's just I kind of have, in my mind, some people I think who might be interested. But if you are interested in maybe contributing to the film before the crowdfunding campaign goes live in February, if you want to help us out, now, definitely send me a DM on Discord or Instagram or Twitter, and I'll kind of break down all the terms and what we're planning for that. I'm trying to reach out to a lawyer about it this week because it is one of those things where you got to make sure that you're not going to break securities laws or investment laws or anything like that. But I think at our level, it's pretty straightforward, and as long as we have a lawyer on board that I can kind of just oversee everything and make sure we're on the up and up, we can chat. But yeah, I'm so excited about it. In a couple weeks, I should have a full casting breakdown for y'all, so I can't wait to share the cast with you just a little bit longer now, and we'll have lots and lots of information about Livescreamers. Now, on to the other thing that I want to talk about, our DRA still of the day. You've waited like 5 or 6 weeks to see another still for Detroit Reawakening. Detroit Reawakening is coming up, so here is today's still from there. This is one of the most beautiful scenes we shot for the whole film. I actually, when I finished the rough cut yesterday, this is the last scene that I ended up editing, and I think it ended up being one of my favorite scenes in the film. If you've seen the original Detroit Awakening, you probably recognize it. I think both Smallwood and Maximilian said that this was their favorite scene to shoot, and having gone back and edited it, I think it is one of the best scenes in the film. I see why they admire it so much. This setup is so much better, Abe. Yes, isn't it? It's such a better location. It really is so stunning, and even though that isn't the Ambassador Bridge in Detroit, it looks pretty similar, so it definitely worked out really well. I may be adding some visual effects to the shot. I may be adding a skyline in the background. Hard to say. We'll see how ambitious I get. We'll see if I have time. Now, before I go with my last announcement for today, I want to give you guys the opportunity to basically do a little bit of an AMA. I know I've been away for a while, and I know you have lots of questions about things. I'm going to go ahead and answer a question that I know that you already have, and I know that I'm already going to get. When are the New York and European dates? I want to give you an update on that. I have been searching for a month for venues for Munich, London, and New York City. I have been very close to nailing down dates. Unfortunately, the world does not work as fast as Michelle does. And a lot of people close down for the holidays. So I'm just now starting to, get people following up on and giving me quotes and things. But I pretty much have the 3 venues that I want. I'm in talks with them. I'm kind of in final talks with some of them. Now at this point, I'm just waiting on certain people to tell me their availabilities to make sure that everything is okay and everybody can come. So once I have that nailed down, I should have dates. I'm really, really hoping to have those by next week. At the very least, I hope to have the New York one by next week. And then maybe the European one in the next couple. So I know my German venue. I really know what venue I want. London, I have a couple that I've narrowed down to. And New York, I'm literally in final talks and I'm about to book it. I'm waiting on one person. Yeah, to think New York is 2 months away. Yes, Jace, I'm feeling it because I know because I'm trying to book this thing. But yeah, it is going to be in March. I can tell you that. It's going to be, mid to late March. I can tell you that. That's going to be New York. And then we're shooting July for Europe, but that's all I can kind of tell you for now. I'm trying my best. I'll let you know as soon as I have the dates. And then the overall details about the venues and costs and what we have planned for them and times and all that sort of stuff. That's going to be announced in the Octopunk Showcase, which I'll get to in a sec. So let me just see if there's any other questions. You can ask about Fallout, you can ask about Detroit Reawakening, you can ask about Livescreamers. Don't ask about the SDS RPG. I don't have any news. Let's see. Yes, it's 2 months away. It's I'm feeling it quickly, and now that I'm going into the VFX stage of Detroit Reawakening, it's really becoming real of oh wow, this is, Piccolo sadly puts dice away. I wish I had news. It was one of those things that Austin was supposed to do and didn't. So go yell at Austin. Cypher, do you know when Reawakening will come out? A few days after the New York event. So no. I know that it's going to be at the end of it's going to be at the end of March. But it's going to be a couple days after the New York event, or a few days after the New York event. So it's going to be about the same time. New York, I want to make a premiere. So I want the online release to be after New York. But it'll be all at the end of March. But I can't have a date until I know what my New York is. Becky Helene, I can't answer that. Do you know if New York will be weekday or weekend? It will be a weekday. It will probably be a Wednesday or Thursday. Same with the European ones. I think Munich's going to be on a Thursday and London's going to be on a Monday. It was just cost prohibitive to do it otherwise. Weekend rates for most of these places are literally double, and I can barely afford them as it is. So, it unfortunately had to be on a weekday, but we're going to try to do afternoon hours for New York, so it's not going to be you have to take a whole day off work. If you can't, you can probably get off at 1 o'clock or, lunchtime. And I think for the European events, they're all-day events, but they will be weekdays, so just plan for that now. Do I know how long the events will be? Morning, afternoon. So New York will be, I think, if I get the venue that I want, it'll be a 3-hour long event at the screening venue, and we'll figure out things to do other than the DRA screening there. But we're also gonna try to do an after party with karaoke. I'll see what's available, and I'll see with COVID if that's possible. So New York will basically be a split venue sort of situation. Both of the European venues are gonna be 9 to 5 kind of, all day events. One of which I'm hoping to have a bar in the venue so that after the event's done, we can all just go to the bar. There's not going to be a formal after party, but we could go hang out. My boss will be thrilled I'm actually taking vacation time. Yeah, you use that vacation time, Connor. Is the ticket just for one set event, or you can pick which event it goes to? So if you are a Indiegogo $100 and up donor for Detroit Reawakening, you are entitled to one ticket to an event, and you can choose which event that is. The other ones you would have to get in with general admission. However, the general admission prices are going to be very low. I mean, they're going to be perfunctory. That basically just makes it so that somebody can't go in and reserve 100 free tickets and then book all the event and then ruin it for everybody else. Yes, let's have some chill drinks. Yeah, that's what I'm really excited actually about the London venue, because that's the one that has the bar in it, and it's like a hotel. So that's the theater, the breakout space, the bar. There's room, it's a whole package. We'll see if I get it, but they're very reasonably priced, good location, decent sized venue. So I will say that the New York event is probably going to have a venue cap of like 250 people. London might have a venue cap of like 100. It's not going to be a lot, but it's like 100. And then Germany is going to be like 400. Like I'm not even going to have to cap Germany. It's like a massive venue. So I think NYC event before I'm allowed vacation days. Time to get an early start and ass kissing. Well, I will say, like, Becky, it's at a part of the day where, like, I think you could probably just go into work early and get off at a decent time. Like, it's not so early in the day that you couldn't maybe be done with work by then. So hopefully they'll let you get out an hour or two early. Brings your 100 friends to Munich, says Aimbot. I mean, hey, like I said, if it's not capped, bring it on. Your job would never let you go on a weekend, Jace. Oh, that's actually good. Okay, I was worried that the whole weekday thing was gonna like mess people up, but if people work on the weekends and can't get off, then I mean, that's good. Let's see if there's any other information. Any other questions? Do we have any more DBH movies planned? No. Detroit Reawakening is the final one. If Austin wants to join the chat so we can yell at him, yell at Austin about the SDS RPG. Please, please. Peer pressure Austin into making that. Oh, Lady Anto says, my wallet is ready. My province does not need Ontario to get its act together. Please let Lady Anto leave Canada, Ontario. Please. Let's see. Work at a mall with an amusement park, and they usually have one working with the bigger gift shops, getting weekends off for Slim. Okay, cool. Is there any idea about a release date for Fallout Sanctuary? Kind of. After all of this, it's one of those things that basically, like, we're still working on it. I'm about to go into scheduling for our second set of voice sessions. We've recorded the first 5 episodes, and we're going to be recording the next 5 episodes over the next couple of months. So it still is in progress. Unfortunately, with all of this work, I'm now going to have to do with Livescreamers. I'm pretty much swamped through the end of April and then really in the end of May. But I'm going to get back to work on it in June, and I'm hoping that fall 2022 is when it's going to premiere. Conservatively, I'm going to say October. It's one of those things where I don't want to release it until it's all finished. And so it's not going to be one of those things where if I finish an episode or two, I'll just throw it up and then, episode 3 is coming in whenever it is finished. I don't want to do that. I want to have all 10 episodes done and then, release it. So when it comes out, it will be worth the wait. But it may be a while. Oh, Super Silly Fans asks, have you scheduled a break for yourself? Not really. It was going to be the end of this year. We'll see. Maybe December. It's usually December. 5-Foot Jewish Cactus. If we donate 100 for the event ticket but can't make it, can we donate our ticket to someone else? Maybe. Let me think about that. There might be some logistical issues with that. But I mean, esoterically, I'm not opposed to it. It's more just like a bookkeeping thing. I just need to make sure that I would have that, figured out. I think it'd be a situation where I'm basically going to alert everybody who is an Indiegogo donor of like, hey, you donated over $100, fill out this form, let me know your information, reserve a ticket here, blah, blah, blah. And then we're going to open general admission after that. And so if you want to reserve your ticket in the name of somebody who is not you, I think that you would just be able to probably do that. Jula Forrest says, Michelle's trying to get direct, but if anyone has questions about tubes in London, I've been there a few times, so DM me. I'll help out as much as I can. Thank you very much for offering. I was asking them about that the other day. I am trying to find a venue that's very easy to get to from King's Cross Station, which is kind of the one that all of us are going to be coming into, because I don't understand subways at all. And luckily, I think that the venue I'm looking at is close to either blue or black lines, which are pretty easy to get to. But as they say, if you have questions about the tubes, check it out. Josephine's is London on a Monday, Munich on a Thursday. Yeah, I think that's the plan for now, unless things drastically change. Those are the dates that I have been asking about. I just have to, again, get availability confirmation back from our folks just to make sure that everybody can come to Europe who I'm asking to come to Europe. Oh yeah, Eccentric Giraffe was asking, is it close to any major train stations? Yes, I am. Like I said, I am very concerned about that myself. I am not going to get a thing that's like all the way out in like Canary Wharf or like the outback of beyond. Like I'm trying to really get venues and locations and stuff and information that's like very central London, very close to the major train stations, because I don't want to navigate London by myself. I can do Monday, but I'll have to call in sick on Thursday, but there's no way I'm missing this. You know, whatever it takes, Josephine, you do you. Oh, and I did say that I was going to tell the story of Livescreamers and kind of what happened with it. I will briefly sum up, as they say in, I think, Princess Bride? So basically, the reason it's taken me so long to get information on Livescreamers is because I was actually I was talking with a studio for it for a couple of months, and it was going really well, and they were going to finance, they were going to distribute, it was going to be a really good opportunity, and so I wouldn't have had to do all this crowdfunding and stuff. But I ended up not liking the terms. I mean, and that's basically what it came down to, is that I didn't like the terms. And I felt like even though the terms were pretty beneficial to me in the short term, like they were offering some pretty decent short-term gains, I felt like the long-term prospects of the deal were not really in my favor. And on top of that, with the studio, sometimes you have to worry about the whole like creative control thing. Sometimes you have to wonder whether or not they're going to not let you cast who you want to cast, or use the crew that you want to use, and all that sort of stuff, or even work on the timeline that you want to work on, because it was a sort of situation where, you know, worst case scenario, they could have been sitting on my script for 2 years and, you know, not actually gotten around to making it. And I didn't want to wait. I didn't want to sacrifice my vision for it. I didn't want to sacrifice my ability to work with my homies. Like, I wanted to be able to do this my way, because this film means so much to me. It is the most important film I feel like I've ever made. It's my, you know, my Star Wars at this point. And maybe if there was a different project that I was a little less personally invested in, or a different project that I wasn't on such a tight timeline for, you know, we could have come around to something. But I decided to stay independent for this one. And I think that ultimately... Oh, Mom with the shade in the chat. No shade. I still might distribute with them. Like, I might go back to them for, you know, a distribution later on. It was just the production side of it that I felt like I needed to at least keep my hands independently in it from the production standpoint. And then when I have a finished movie, you know, then maybe we can talk about like what we want to do, and I can maybe be a little bit more amendable. I just want to make sure that the finished movie comes out the way that I want to put it, you know, comes out the way that I want to make it. And so, yeah, and that's basically why I'm asking for your help with it, because I essentially made a really big move by walking away and standing my ground and basically saying that I think that the long term is better if I keep my stuff and I keep it the way that I want to do it. And I felt pretty confident that y'all would have my back on it, and that y'all would be proud of me for doing that. So thanks for all of your support, both in the present, future, and the past. And hopefully we'll be able to make a really dope film in our timeline, in our way. So thanks for coming out to Octopunk Weekly. It's now weekly again. Octopunk Weekly update. I apparently have the SEO locked down on Opwoo, by the way. Apparently, Opwoo is Googleable only to me, so I gotta keep my Opwoo. The one last thing I wanna announce today is the Octopunk Showcase. The Octopunk Showcase, yearly upfront of all the fun things we are doing in 2022. And I can say that is going to come here on Monday, February 7th at 2 p.m. Eastern, here in this Opwu time slot on Monday, February 7th, here on Twitch. We're going to have the trailer for Detroit Reawakening on this day. We're going to have more information about Livescreamers and all that launch stuff that day. We're going to have announcements of projects I haven't even announced yet coming on the Octopunk Showcase. More information, maybe a first look at Fallout Sanctuary. We'll see what I get done by then. But it is a month away, and mark that in your calendars because that is going to be a very, very big event. It's always lots of fun to surprise y'all at the Octopunk Showcase every year. But you can see me again here on Octopunk Weekly Update next Monday, 2 p.m. Eastern. Hopefully I'll have those New York dates and information about that by then. Hopefully. But either way, we still have more information about Patreon and other fun stuff coming next week. And it's good to be back on Twitch. Thanks for joining me again, for coming back, for sticking with me. And as always, stay great, hydrate, and have a happy time zone.